Okay, ji. So once again, welcome everyone and good morning. Welcome in today's class. Okay, so today we have mainly this topic to be discussed. Approximately these 3 to 4 we discuss it. Okay, don't worry, we'll take only 5 to 10 minutes on this topic. This will take little time, and before that, I'll start this one upgrade and upgrade. Okay, in service now. Okay, when you write a program in Java or C++, there is a concept used in C or C++ that call that object. You are running some operations on an object, right? Object से start होता है C++ Java का concept, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do you mean by that object? Object means, if I say simple word, say object means something which has some attributes along with him. Like I am a human being, I am an object, and I am carrying some attributes with me. My nature, my name, my qualification, my financial status, my material status, मेरा house का status कैसा है. All these things are my attributes. Okay. So in service now, if you want to operate something on the object, we call that as a glide record. Okay. Glide record is one of the important concept in ServiceNow if you want to go for a development. I am very clear on this point. If you are a functional consultant, nothing to worry for you. For me, for Santosh, it is not required to understand the glide record. We should know that what is the purpose of the glide record, what is the meaning of the glide record. Okay, but if you are a developer, then you should by heart understand that what is the meaning of the glide record, why we using the glide record in the system. Okay, so glide record is basically a kind of an object. Okay, I'm using these words just to keep you understand. Maybe when this video will go out on the YouTube, people say it's not an object. I know it's not an object. Okay, but to understand the concept, if you want to perform any activity on a incident record, if you want to perform any activity on an incident table field, then we use the glide record. Human being dot person, human being dot mail dot atul dot name. This is kind of my glide record. Change to Atulya. So these operations I'm performing on the glide record. Simple. I have no much idea on that part, but on the theoretical part, I'll give the very clear picture to you. Let me open do this thing. Okay. Glide record basically, if I understand here, a glide record contains both record and field. As I say that if I am a record, Atul Grover का एक record है in the system, and my fields, my name, my last name, my date of birth, my professional journey, my CTC, my company, everything is the field on that particular part. So that is basically contained in the glide record. Okay, this is a little complicated one, so I don't want to come on this part. Let me show you something easy definition here. क्या है? हाँ, ये देखो. A glide record class is the way to interact with ServiceNow database from a script. Number one part is that you will be using glide record only and only in the scripting part. I'm again repeating my words, guys. This is one of the area for me where I have no expertise. I just understand the meanings and I'm telling to you guys. But what I can say you, what I can tell you that these glide record term is mainly used in the development part. Okay. See the glide record API reference to complete set of methods. Every glide record has some methods actually. Okay. I'll try to pick up something good for you. Give me a minute for the same. Okay, so now you can see here. Okay. Yeah. This program, war incident, that is my variable incident, new glide record incident. It means what I'm doing here, maybe Santosh can help me here. He's expert in the scripting part. The
Sure.
incident which I'm creating now, okay, I am copying that incident in a variable called the incident. And on that, I am putting some functions. These are the functions I'm putting. Add active query, add query, set limit, set query. Like in my function, I am passing a parameter. And on that parameter, I am doing some functions, right? So if I scroll down here, so they give little more point. Santosh, can you put something in the meantime and let me search something more for the glide record perspective? A simple meaning so that people can understand. Even
Yeah.
I can understand.
Yeah. So ये जो डेटाबेस कोई जानते हैं क्या? I mean SQL.
Everybody know.
Yeah. So it's like this. Glide record कैसा help होता है इधर? Select data from table का नाम देना पड़ता है. So select data from जो है, that is nothing but your glide record here. उसके साथ हमको टेबल देना पड़ता है. उसका अंदर जाके next what we need only active incident. Next ये बोल रहा है I need only limit should be 10. मेरे को 10 ही रिजल्ट आना है.
Yeah, right.
हाँ, तो set limit is 2. So add active. First thing is your table you are selecting incident, which is your glide record. The glide record is always starts with the new glide record, and we need to add a table name. उसके बाद second query हम add कर रहे हैं pull only the data which is active. Third query is we are fixing that query, add बोल रहे हैं हम उसको. And fourth one is we are setting the limit. 2. Then again we are doing that query. ये while incident next is basically ये जितने बार हमारा set limit हुआ है, 2 बार हुआ है, 2 बार it will run and it will pull out the result.
Right. Yes, guys. Anything you want to understand here? Can I pick up any script include a client script will be okay for the glide record?
नहीं script include मत करो सर, वो थोड़ा confusion हो जाएगा.
Which one I pick up? Because I thought that I get something in the client script here.
नहीं, आप गूगल में ही चेक कर लीजिए.
Let me put some example.
हाँ, so glide record example बोल दीजिए सर.
In the meantime, Tejal and yes, Tejal and Shilpi. Okay. So in short, that as Santosh already told, if you want to bring some data from database, or if you want to put some data in the database, we use glide record here. Okay, as he said that this particular meaning is, it is gone. This one, new glide record means select star from table incident and then run these 4 points one by one. I need
Yes.
active incidents. Number one, I am adding my query. I want that only 10 results should be come out. And this is my last. I'm putting my query and loop them till the end of the limit. So, but this way I'm doing my thing. So what they say, let's break point in our script to on line number 3 to then invoke our business rule so that we can get our script started inspecting this one. Function execute current previous null then war incident new glide record. Current glide record incident undefined previous glide record. It means in this particular glide record, I'm passing the value of my table that is called the incident, and that is going into my variable. Okay. When we say incident dot query, it means I'm saying go and search for my respective query which I'm writing here. It can be like bring data of the last 2 days only, and top 2 incidents should be come on that place. So that thing I'm putting it here. Okay. If I show you something here, I know it's a very weak area for me, but still I try to understand something. So the same thing they mention here. They put a new variable here. They're calling the incident table rec.query. It's an inbuilt function. What time they put gs.print, that is again a simplified printing command. rs.record.number plus exist means bring the results from the query, print it 8 plus word exists, 01 incident exists. If you want to update something, see, I want to update something, I'm putting the same variable and putting my incident table here, add query active true. It means I'm passing the value parameters on this particular query, and then it go for the query as a here. Record active is equal to false, active and incident plus number is closed. So by this way it is updating. Suppose when you are saying, okay, let me close my incident. So this way the incident get closed. For me, just a single click. Okay, close incident, go ahead, close incident. But how it's work in the background, it take these commands and close it. If you want to, when you insert something, you initialize it. Short description is this, caller ID is this, and record inserted. Clear हुआ? Tejal and Shilpi. Tejal.
Yes, sir.
In short, these are required when you are doing the development work. In the pure development, it's definitely required. You cannot save yourself without using or the reading about the glide records. Okay. So maybe you can see that how I can use this code somewhere. This thing or this thing. And then try to run that part. It can be a business rule as well. Let me see if I can find any business rule. Because what is a business rule? Any idea? Tejal, what is the business rule? Hello, what is the business rule? Interview question पूछ रहा हूँ मैं.
No idea, sir.
Hey.
So मैंने अभी किया नहीं ये टॉपिक.
What you say, Shilpi? What is business rule?
गूगल कर रही हूँ अतुल.
Good. Do. Business rules are my server-side scripting, where you can go and do the data operations, insert before, after, asynchronous. I can do update, insert, delete, and query. So that is the business rule. You can use these things, these glide records, in the business rule as well. Right, Santosh? I'm trying to find out something for you, but I'm not able to get anything. Let me try to search here. I'll remove this search as well. Okay, so remember these words, only then you can understand the meaning which I'm telling you.
सॉरी सर, वो अनम्यूट करने के लिए जाके क्लोज हो गया.
No
Yes,
problem.
the business rule was right. Yes.
Right. So do one thing, some practical you can do today. You have this example with you. Okay, try to write this example in the business rule and then run it. You will understand something. Okay. Yes, no, tell me something so that I can proceed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was, we have a concept called the glide record. Okay, just one thing is over now, glide record. What do you mean by the word term reference qualifier? Any idea? What is the reference data type in our service now?
सर वो कॉलर का रहता है ना, उसे हम रेफरेंस डेटा टाइप देते हैं.
Exactly right. So if I say what is the reference qualifier, let me open this. No, let me not open this. Let me scroll up. This is a reference one table. Is my reference one, reference field. So now the question come. Suppose I open this incident. Okay, I'm giving you this thing because these are the practical one, but I can just give you a little spark on that part. I don't know that how actually these things work in the background. Means the code need to be write something on that part. Okay, now I have a question for everyone. In my caller field, I am able to see name and the email ID. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. Now I want, instead of the name of the email ID, I tell you the practical example of this one. One of my previous account, my customer said that if someone call to service desk, okay, he says I'm calling Mr. Brand. Accent definitely impact. Like Anjan working in the US with US guys, I'm working with the UK guys. Santosh also working with the different geographic area. So when they call the name, almost for many of the people, it is tough to understand the spelling at a given point of time. I'm giving you the practical example for this one. One of my customer call that lady, her name is Gauri. Okay, but he call him Gaur. Can you understand the spelling of this one? Still, it is tough. Okay, Mr. Brand. Adam is still I can pronounce. Abraham still I can pronounce. Anjan still pronounce, but tough to recognize the spelling. Yes or no? Ayana?
Yes.
Then there is a question to me. Anjan and Santosh, listen this, it's actually practical thing. Then the question to me, Atul, your system is too bad for me. I will not accept your service now. I said, what happened? He says, suppose one of my user called to service desk. Okay. And my service agent asks, okay, give me, please tell me your name or the email ID. He says, my name is Mr. Brandt or my name is Santosh Kumar. Sorry, what's your name? Can you pronounce or can you spell it for me? S for ship, A for alpha, N for nest, T for Tata, O for orange, S for again I can say Switzerland, H for hope. So if I am giving my name to a service desk executive in this manner, how much time he will spend on the call? This is only first name, then put last name. Okay, my email ID is .kanja, K for Karnataka, A for Alpha, N for Naidu, A for Alpha, J for Jira, I for ice cream. Then he will take the complete name and put the email ID. Then what is the solution for this thing? This is a problem statement now. He says, Atul, I cannot accept your On the training, he says, stop the training. I'm not interested in the next level of the training because it is not fulfilling my requirement. Then what we can do to remove this problem? People like me who studied in Haryana board. You will be surprised that my till my 10th I studied Hindi medium. Plus 2 is English medium. I'm a BCom pass out. Then I done the MCA. People like me, it is sometimes tough to understand the spelling in a one go. Then what is the solution for this? Santosh and Anjan, I want your inputs now. I'm giving you the actual problem here. Shilpi and Tejal think you as well. You both also think that what is the solution I need to provide to the customer? Is the $1 billion customer for me now? What should I do to resolve this problem? Anjan.
See, if email ID is unrecognizable, like the accent is not unrecognizable, so we can have other factors also where we can take the phone numbers.
I don't have phone number. My father is using my mobile number always, and he don't love to carry the mobile phone. Then and what is the guarantee that phone number is not same? Maybe India phone number and US phone number is almost same. Santosh.
Okay, the problem is really nice.
It's genuine problem, and you will be surprised that I have no answer on that time. That what should I do now?
या ऐसे ही लग रहा है मेरे को भी.
What is the solution?
एक सोल्यूशन में आई मीन आई एम थिंकिंग ये जो हमारा सर्च क्राइटेरिया है उसको थोड़ा लिमिट करना पड़ेगा.
What limit?
लिमिट माने somewhere we need to bring that concept like पहले तो कंट्री पूछना है. I mean from which country you're calling from.
Leave it. Santosh, if you call to Amazon server desk, they have a limit. I work in that IT server desk as well. Within the 2 to 3 minutes, you need to be close the call.
Correct.
If you take 2 minutes, okay, I'll give you one name, Stephen. According to you, what is the spelling for the Stephen? And according to me, what is the spelling for the Stephen? According to Anjan's spelling for Stephen. According to Shilpi and Teja's spelling for Stephen. It may differ.
Right.
Shilpi, what do you think?
STEPHEN.
Spelling nahi. Iska solution.
It might differ person to person.
But what is the solution you are going to provide to the customer for this problem now? You are a business analyst. You are my functional consultant. Tejal, what do you think? What solution you can provide? And you will be surprised that what solution customer give it to me, it takes just 5 minutes to implement, just 5 minutes. Now again think, itne bade problem ka only one solution, he gave it to me, and it just more than, I'm saying 5 minutes is more than enough. It just take 2 to 3 minutes for me to do the solutioning part. Tejal, what should I do here so that my customer should be happy? Okay, now I give you the solution and listen carefully. My name is Atul. Simple, small spelling A-T-U-L. Santosh. Simple spelling S-A-N-T-O-S-H. Shilpi. Easy spelling. Anjan, still easy spelling. If people are able to pronounce it, then they can write the spelling as well. Tejal. Still able to pronounce this. Now I come to one toughest one. Shilpi, what's your son name?
Shriyukt.
Okay. My wife name is Srishti. Will you able to write if I talk to Santosh or Anjan or Tejal? Can you write the right spelling of my wife name? Santosh, according to you, what is the spelling of my wife name? Her name is Srishti.
Srishti.
Hmm.
STRI.
STRI. Okay. Tejal, what do you say?
So SHRISTI.
Okay. Anjan, what do you say?
SHRISTI.
Shilpi, what do you say?
SRISHTI. Shrishti.
हाँ, आपके पास गूगल पे से मिल गया नंबर. Okay. Now, did you guys understand one gap? I pronounce a name and everybody taken the different spelling. Someone start from STRI, someone say SHRI, someone say SRISHTI. Okay. Do you think that it is a good way to do the needful? If I say instead of 60, I can give you the employee ID of Srishti. It's 102105. Is it easy to recognize? Because numbers calling are almost same in all the countries. My mobile number is, you know. Santosh mobile number, I know. Shilpi mobile number, I know. If I call, do you notice this thing that if you call to your survey desk, instead of the name they ask, sir, give me your registered mobile number. Why? Because mobile number it is easy to recognize. उनको पता 10 डिजिट का ही होगा ये ऑलमोस्ट हमेशा 10 डिजिट का ही होगा. One or digits you can still very validate. Number one. So now the question comes, अंजन से अतुल मैंने बोला था ना मोबाइल नंबर ले लो. नहीं, mobile number is not a unique one in my IT. I have two mobile number, but my employee ID is the unique one in the complete industry for a one employee. Either it's a PN, either it's a CEO of my company. Got the solution now? Anjan, Santosh, Shilpi and Tejal.
Yes, sir.
Now the only thing is remaining here. So solution, customer says, why are you using name or email to search here? Cannot you bring my employee ID to be search here? Simple. My survey desk got a call. He said, okay, give me your employee ID. He said 8965891. Simple. It is easy to search, easy to recognize, easy to understand. Got the point here? The only thing is left that how to implement that solution. Because when I say, guys, you are noticing this thing, it's saying I'm showing the name or the email ID. You can search by anything. Let me search by Tuk or let me search by Atul.Grover. But the both way I'm able to search it. Then why should not I add one more parameter here? My employee ID. It is now up to my customer. They want to search by the name, by email ID, by employee ID, up to them. So this is the solution we gave to, he tell me that I'm using in my current system like this. I said, boss, it will be just a 5-minute job for you. Sorry, for me. Where I need to be go and change the stuff.
Yeah, Atul, but the
Yes.
thing is, when it is outside the world, when customers are calling, so at that moment there should be a unique identification for the customers, right? Or it may be possible that there may be some random numbers. If you put numbers, that could be a random, as you said, that mobile number could be, random mobile numbers like any of the family members or something. Then how can we cope up with that?
See, if someone is calling you, right, it means they took the service from you. You have that database in the system.
Yeah. So
Okay, you call to any airlines. Okay, you call to any service desk. and they will ask you, are you registered user of this particular website or not? If you say no, they will tell you, okay, go and register yourself, then contact us. Right? So if you don't have a database on the place, it means he is not the authorized user to call you. If you are authorized user, then definitely they have their details in their database as well. By just entering your PAN card, you can get the CIBIL record. Right? So it means that PAN card is unique for everyone in the India at least. You enter my PAN card, you cannot get the details of your CIBIL record, because all the things are related to myself, not to yourself. You enter your PAN card number, it will be taken care easily. Right?
Yeah, so this is a controversial issue. In fact, long back when I was, serving Dell, uh, so that time also we had faced a lot of issues onto this, because our, customer care center was in India and we were serving US customers. That
Okay.
time, the same issue was there. In fact, this is a controversial issue. In fact, so yeah, but we had simplified much more in this space at this moment with service now.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So now the thing is that where I need to make a changes for this particular search option so that I can get a result of the my this thing employee ID as well. Now go here, go to table. Because this is a reference field, right? So I want to put the reference qualifier here. What is my field is basically caller. See, it is coming from this and caller here. See, reference is a user table. Use reference qualifier. I am using a simple qualifier here. I can put a dynamic as well. Then I need to write a code something here. I can put an advanced as well. Here I can put the employee ID coding as well. I cannot show the code because I don't remember that, but this is the place where you can make a change in your reference qualifier very easily. Okay, so you can say that whenever my search is there, my employee ID should be also printed here. You can get the code easily on the internet. Okay, as I have no idea, so I cannot give you the exact things here, but I can suggest you that where you can make a changes. Simple, dynamic. I'm not sure that what dynamic value contains. PA contribute something or the PA part, don't go. Or I can go for the advanced. Put your conditions or the script here, or it's a 1 or 2 line of code, nothing much, and you can done your part. Okay. Point clear yahan tak? Any doubt, any question? Tejal, Ishwari, sorry,
नहीं.
Tejal, Shilpi and Santosh Anjan. Santosh drop ho gaye. Okay.
Good, sir.
Okay. So this is the concept of my glide record and the reference qualifier. Okay. Now the next concept which I'm bringing it is called the dictionary override or dictionary overview. It should be override actually. Okay. Okay. When a girl get married, her last name is going to be changed with the husband name. On the same time, when the marriage is happening, now they say, okay, now you are the member of X family, not the Y family, right? It means that you are overriding your surname with the new surname, right? Right? Understand or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in ServiceNow, we have this functionality as well. let me show you or search something for you quickly. Okay, in the meantime, I'll give you the results or detail as well. What dictionary override says, suppose in my, again, this is important for the development perspective, not for the consultant perspective. If you know as a consultant, that's fine. If you don't know, that's still okay. Okay. What dictionary override says that if I am bringing any field from the parent table and I want to change the behavior of that particular field in my child table, is called the dictionary override. Till the age of 20, 20, 22, 23, till the time you are not get married, specifically in the case of girl, you are still using your father name in the form. You're still using your father's surname in the form, in all kind of identity cards. I'm a daughter of Mr. XYZ. I'm a daughter of this. My name is XYZ. But as soon as you get married, your all the things has been changed. Instead of writing the father name, you're writing I'm a wife of Mr. ABC. What you are doing, you are changing the behavior of your parent. The things which you inherit from your parents, you are changing in your child table. It means you are changing at your other part, and that is the functionality is called for use for the dictionary override. What it say? Very simple example. And if someone asks you this thing, they will ask in the just a theoretical part. Use a dictionary override to allow a field in a child table to have a different value or a behavior than the same in the parent. Like if I take example here, let me go to the incident. Create new. This caller. Okay. From which table I extend this particular table incident? Any idea? Any idea? Tell me.
So task table.
Perfectly fine. So let's take example in the task table. This caller field is mandatory. I extend my incident table from the task, so it become mandatory in this particular incident table as well, right? But now in my case, I don't want this should be mandatory. Then how I can make it? By the dictionary override. That is the purpose of the dictionary override here. If you want to make a change, suppose now you see this thing. By default, impact and urgency is coming as a 3 and 3. Right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If because in the task table it is defined by 3 and 3 only. But my customer has a requirement, and that is very genuine requirement. It is very non-requirement in the customer area, that in my area no incident should be P3. Always the incident, the default incident impact and urgency should be the P4. How you can make a change? You can use the dictionary override for this part. Clear? So this is the fundamental thing which you need to remember, that what is the purpose of the dictionary override. It is just a concept. In our practical life, we avoid using the dictionary override. The reason can be it can impact my upgrades or the updates. Okay, so I try to provide some alternate solution. Otherwise, if no solution, then I go for the dictionary override. Now the thing is that how you can write this thing. You have two options. Either go to the system definition, search for the dictionary. Under this system definition, go to the dictionary here. Okay. And click on the new. Okay. Here it is asking you that on which table you want to do it. See what they're saying. A dictionary entry manage how ServiceNow store the data in table and field columns. A new dictionary entry select a table and a type of field of the new column. Also enter a column label which become a field label. Little tough to understand, but I can little guide you here. I want on the incident. A dictionary override. I'm writing a dictionary override on my incident table. चल भाई. It take time. It's bringing the table value in the meantime. Okay. Incident. Okay. Now it asking the type. What it is asking? Let me see. What type of dictionary you want to override? I'm doing dictionary or dictionary entry. Wait, I'm doing a dictionary entry. Dictionary. Okay. Okay. This is what I'm creating a new one. Let me go here. Dictionary. I tell you a simple way. Let not be go from this side. Otherwise, it's get confused. Go to tables. Okay. Sometimes it get confused, so I'll prefer to go by this particular format only. Okay. Here, and let me open my incident table. Okay, I go here, incident table here. Now I want to make a field as a dictionary override. What I'll do, scroll down. And go here. Might not be able to dictionary override here to me. Let it be load completely first. Dictionary. Let me pick up some other table. I done that part. Incident task. In the dictionary, let it click new. Open the record on the field. System definition, open the record on the field. Incident. My table is incident. Acha, haan, ab theek hai. Okay, now I got it. So these are the field which I already do the overriding part. I want to make this as a dictionary override, caller ID. Click here. Okay. Not label here. Give a minute, guys. Caller ID, calculated attribute choices. What I'm doing wrong here? Dictionary override. Click on the in the dictionary override. I'm not getting a dictionary override. Is it required something on the ACL part? Let me do. Maybe. Dev 7. Let me try that part. Maybe it's required some elevated rules. Let me check. That reason I'm not getting the option here. Dictionary override. Neither on this place, neither on this place. Reference is this, this, and this, and this. View is one only. Any doubt till this point? Any question? Ishwari, welcome back. Maybe I go to back. Guys, any question, any doubt? Yeah, don't demotivate me, please.
No, sir.
पक्का?
हाँ.
Okay, ठीक है. I'm here. Dictionary. अरे यार. What is the spelling of the dictionary? Anyone tell me?
DICTI.
पक्का?
हाँ सर.
एकदम. Good.
हाँ सर.
Table incident. Let me take caller ID here. Anyone able to find out any little list, or maybe they did not add it here. Wait, let me change the view first. If I have any other view, no view, let me add this related list. These are the problems sometimes we have to face. Column on the team, no. Dictionary override is there. Then why it's not able, we are unable to see it? Label and this. Is anyone able to see this thing, dictionary override? Let me give the elevated rule as well. That can be reason. What happened? Why I'm not able to see this? Simple dependent default value is this. SS control attributes label. After this, I have this thing, right? Yes or no? Okay, maybe guys, I need to be checked that why it's not visible to me, even though I put the this thing as well. So they're saying in the dictionary override data list, you will click on the new button here. Okay, let me go here. The advanced view, I'm not getting the view option as well.
सर हमने सेव किया है क्या सर?
हाँ, एलिवेटेड उसको सेव नहीं करना पड़ता अंजन.
नहीं जो हमने अपडेट किया था उसमें सेव नहीं किए क्या?
It was already there actually.
अच्छा.
I did not update anything actually. So I was just checking that why this related list is not visible, even though I have a rights, admin rights, plus I have elevated roles as well with me. See, I have admin elevated roles with me. Let try to create a new.
ऐसा नहीं कि हमको रोल डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा पर्टिकुलर उस ओवरराइड के लिए.
I doubt. Let create one new field here on the incident table. But if I create a new field, then it will become for me. No, because as per the definition, we are going very right. System definition, dictionary, then go to the record, open the record of the field, click on the dictionary override related list. But we are not able to see any related list here. Let me see, other than the task, pick up some simple one. Impact. Because I tested this 2 days back only. See, okay, it is showing here. Not sure that what happened in the background. Okay, so what you can do basically, you can open the record, or sorry, you can open the field which you want to override. Go to dictionary override here, and here you can define it what you want to change. So what I'm doing basically here, that on the task table I have a impact. Okay, and I want to make the change in that. Oh, okay. We are doing on the child table. It should be on the parent table itself. And dictionary override. Click on the new here. It says that you're overriding a task impact extending table. Then go to on which table you want to implement. Okay, so I said, so okay, let close the points for a minute and I restart again. Okay, dictionary override. The purpose of dictionary override is that you want to make a change in the behavior of a field which you are getting from the parent table. Okay, so for that, what I need to do, I'll go here, search for the dictionary, and I open my parent table. Okay, on the parent table, I have a field called the impact. Okay, let me show you. Let's go to the now. I got the point. I was missing only this thing. On the task table, I have a field called the caller. Let it be open. Let it be back first. Okay. One more step back. Let me go for the task. Okay. अरे यार ऐसे तो बहुत सारी आ जाएंगी. What is the shortcut to find out the task table then? Tell me how I can search it. Using the percentage.
So यहाँ पे एक attribute का भी option रहता है.
Yes. You can search by the attributes as well. Okay. Now under this I can search for the caller. Yeah. Why caller is not appearing? Let me go to the task only. Wait. Okay. Let me open the task table here. Okay. Now under the task, I have a lot of fields available. Okay, let it be load now. कहाँ गई dictionary? We are doing some wrong step क्या यार इतनी देर से? ये मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है. Or let me go to the tables. System tables here. Okay. And the task. My task table is this. Okay, let me open this. Okay. Okay, and here I have a field called the caller, right? कहाँ गया caller? Or let's take a contact type. Let's take a simple one, contact type. Now this contact type, I want to override it. Okay, so what you can do, go here, click on the override. See, this is already override by some other customer by case. I want to override this field for my incident table now. It say, okay, in which table you want to override? I say I want to override on the incident table. No problem, you can do that part. What होगा इस चीज, ठीक है? Now these are the few operations you can do it. Okay. Mainly what we do is that I want to change the qualifier for this reference qualifier. If it is coming from the incident user table, in my I want it should be come from the change table. So I can make a change here and I can give the reference qualifier. I can remove the dependent here. I can override the attributes here. See guys, one thing very clear on that part. You need to be understand the meaning of this. Dependent. That what is the meaning of the dependent here? You want to override the default value. You want to override the calculations. Mandatory. Mandatory yes or no. Override the read only part. I say it should be mandatory. Let me open the incident table first. I'm just opening it here to check something. Incident is mandatory. Is the contact type is mandatory or not? Okay, it is not mandatory. Okay, let we make change in our place. Read only is not be required. Okay, and submit it. What I did, I changed the behavior of a field called the contact type for the incident table. Now let me open the incident here. See, it become mandatory for me. Earlier it was not mandatory because we don't have an option called the dictionary override on the place. But now it is mandatory because I override manually for this particular table. Got the point? Any doubt, any question, any clarification required on this point?
Clear, sir.
Yeah, the only important part is there should be similar system identifier to overrides those. Otherwise, I think so that will see basically it is a concept of SQL query or any database query where we should have the similar identifier for both the tables. Am I right?
नहीं 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 नहीं. No. So simple terms, Anjan. Your wife's surname is going to be changed when she get married with you. I'm overriding the previous value.
Okay.
Nothing else I'm doing here. Nothing else I'm doing here. Maybe her last name was something else, but now she, from the last 20 years, she's putting her name Mrs. X Day. Right? She override the value of her surname when she get married. On the first day, she override that part.
Okay.
So we are just doing that part. Now she belonged to. So if you see here, if I go here on this part, let me go to the table and not table, on the task table. If you see, we have a lot of options. I can override the reference. Maybe after marriage, her religion also has been changed. Earlier she was Hindu, but now she's Christian because she get married with you. So by overriding, I'm changing a lot of behavior changes I'm doing. उसकी functionality में कोई change नहीं कर रहा मैं. I'm just changing the behavior, nature of that particular stuff.
हाँ, मतलब आप एक टेबल के साथ दूसरे टेबल के जो प्रॉपर्टीज है उसको आप मर्ज कर.
टेबल नहीं. I am changing the field of one table. I'm not changing field. I'm changing the behavior of a field on
right.
another table, which I drive it.
Right.
Parents से child के पास जब आया, right? If I say my son should have all sanskar which I have, but as he grow, maybe he of some other religion, maybe he get married some other type of girl. So he is overriding my values now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this is the way. This is a concept which we follow in our service now. Is called the dictionary override.
Okay.
Practically, we don't do this thing a large way because it can get a lot of problems on the time of the upgrades.
Absolutely.
Okay. Clear? Tejal and Ishwari, Shilpi, Santosh.
Yes, sir. Sir, सर इंसिडेंट टेबल एंड इंसिडेंट टास्क टेबल दोनों एक ही है क्या?
नो, अलग अलग है दोनों.
सर बट दोनों का अगर फॉर्म ओपन किया तो फील्ड तो वही दिखा रहा है।
ये अब आप चेक करो ना दोनों कहाँ से एक्सटेंड हुई हैं, उनका चेक द एक्सटेंशन फ्रॉम देम, व्हिच टेबल दे आर एक्सटेंडिंग, उनका फील्ड दिखा रहा है। डिड यू वैलिडेट एवरी फील्ड, क्योंकि दोनों अलग अलग टेबल हैं। तेजल,
यस सर।
because both are the different table, extend they can be extended from the task only, but the working, the usage is totally different. By seeing just 5 attributes or 5 fields of a task table and the instance table, you say sir ये तो similar ही है, नहीं, it is not that case, it is different actually. Okay,
यस सर।
got the point?
यस सर।
Now I'll skip this part and I come to my this thing, upgrade stuff. Okay, what happened to my system, yaar? Maybe something is there. Okay. Okay. Now I have a concept called the upgrade or update. Okay. And for that I am using Santosh instance. Okay, let me open this one. Okay. Guys, I am audible, right? You can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir।
Okay, there is some issue in my system. See, the upper menu bar is not coming. Okay. So the first point is that this is a common question asked in the interview. Which command you will use to see the latest version of your instance? And that is called the stats.do. And here you can see the latest version. So this is Santosh version on the Paris release. This is the build tag. This is the build date and build tag is this. And you can see a lot of things here. See, a lot of transactions is there. Okay, but for you main is that this particular stuff. Okay, now the same thing. See, and you can see here it is for the mid. Okay, this is for the mid server. Let me go and show you my instance now. Do. See, mine is cubic, right? This is my instance one. This is my tag number, and I'm on the patch number 1, which is released on the 18th of February. And if you see here, patch number, which is released on the 25th of November. So this is the first place you need to be validate before you move your updates from dev to test. Make sure that both should be in the sync. Okay, clear? Any doubt, any question?
Yes sir, clear।
Okay, guys, let me do one thing. Let me stop the recording. We'll start again because it's a new topic. I have one more point to be discussed here. Okay. What happened here? It's not responding.
सर पीछे बैकग्राउंड में आपका अपडेट चल रहा होगा या कुछ पैचिंग हो रहा होगा?
नहीं, nothing is there actually. Okay, let me stop the recording here now.